It's USJ basketball time in Jackson, and hello again, everyone. We're live from Jackson Christian School, and tonight it is one of the real rivalries that exist here in Jackson, Tennessee, between University School of Jackson and Jackson Christian School. I'm Steve Beverly, and joining me tonight is Alexander Bitterling. And Alexander, usually in the past we have been over at Fred DeLay Gymnasium to call Union basketball, but I'm looking forward to an outstanding high school game tonight between these two rivals.
Absolutely, Steve. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can tell you right now the parking lot is full. The people of Jackson are ready for these ball games here tonight.
Well, Tony Schutt's Eagles, of course, they've got tremendous talent all the way across the board, and then USJ, a younger team, and so that's going to be one thing that they're going to have to deal with is the youth on the USJ team.
Absolutely, and USJ, a very young team, but still very talented, and if you look at this team where they're at now, they are going to be a problem when they get further along in their high school career.
Well, as so many high school coaches have said over the years, the most important thing is how a team will gel late in the season. We're about mid-season now, and the big thing is trying to improve your lot as you go down the road toward tournament time, and that is what we're going to be looking for tonight from both these schools. But I know particularly for all you fans from USJ tonight, that is something you are going to be very, very much concerned about tonight. And we're about just a little bit less than 8 minutes away from the start of tonight's game. And thank all of our fine sponsors for being a part of this evening. We are so thrilled to be part of this on the Ballpark Blitz Sports Network. And as Alexander just told us, we have an outstanding crowd that is making their way in for both of these schools here at SQ Gymnasium. So I think we are going to be looking forward to, particularly, I think, Alexander, the first half in this girls' game is going to be who controls the tempo.
Absolutely, and USJ Bruins are great at controlling the tempo. You get the ball in the hand of Ayers, and she knows what to do with it. She can score on her own. She can play make. She is the real leader on this team, just as an 8th grader, and she is going to control this ball game for the Bruins tonight.
You know, when I was in high school, which is more years ago than I'm going to tell you, when I was in high school and an 8th grader was on the varsity, they called them sub-freshmen, because it sounded better. It sounded like you had an attachment to high school at that point. But that's an amazing thing. Of course, Joel Ayers, and tremendous job that he does with this program. And it is, I think, a testimony to the fact that both of these schools have really committed the resources, and they have excellent coaching to bring them along as the seasons develop. Well, we still have about 6 minutes away from the start of this game. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back and get you ready for the start of tonight's game.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag, filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B, Conrad Drive, Jackson.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Back live at SQ Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee on the campus of Jackson Christian School as USJ is getting ready for the women's half of our doubleheader. And remember, we've got the girls. After they're finished, we'll have the men. You know, I'm giving them adult labels here on this because usually in high school it's girls and boys, and when you and I have called college basketball, they graduate to women and men. So if we slip up tonight and do that tonight, forgive us, folks. We're trying to get them mature a little bit faster than maybe some of you want them to be. But you, in looking at everything that across the board with these two teams tonight, again, you also have situations where the crowd can be an extraordinary factor in this because particularly if they get on a rally and you suddenly see 6, 8, 10 points going down on the boards, it can be a huge difference.
Absolutely, Steve, and this is one of those games where the crowd is really going to cause a difference in this game. It's a hometown crowd on both sides of the court. They are excited for this one, and they're ready to cheer their teams on.
And tonight's game is part of our network of high school telecasts that is on the Bulldog. I said Bulldog last night a couple of times because it was very easy to do that. The Ballpark Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios. And our executive producer tonight is Paul Schultze, as he always is, and he is making sure that we've got everything working well tonight, and in fact we do. So the crowd is still trickling in here, and this place could be completely full by the time the boys take the floor, which will probably be somewhere around 7 o'clock this evening. And we are about, you can see in the corner of your screen, we are about 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from our start and our tip-off and our starting lineups being introduced. So why don't we do this? Let's take one more 90-second break, and then we'll be back for the start of tonight's game.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
We're going to send it down to the floor for our invocation and the introduction of our starting lineups tonight as we're getting ready for our tip-off, so let's do that right now.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this day, for the blessings that you give each one of us. We thank you for the physical gifts and talents that you've given to these young men and women to be able to play this game that we enjoy. Lord, I ask that you be with them this evening with our officials and keep them free from injury. We ask that
So here come the starting lineups on the floor. Mia Powell, she's a junior guard. Ava Barham, a junior forward. There's that 8th grader, Hayden Ayers. She goes both at the guard and forward. Carly Hayes. She's a senior going at the forward as well. And Stella Spencer, who is a senior guard. And that's your starters for your USJ Bruins tonight. Now here comes Jackson Christian onto the floor. 5'8" junior Lily Barnes. Taylor Baines, a 5'9" junior. Trinity Brooks, a 5'8" senior, and she's also an outstanding softball player for JCS. Elena Yarbrough. She's a 5'10" junior. This is a tall team for JCS. And Gibson Boykin, a 5'7" junior. And those are your starters. And we're about set to tip it off. And so to call the play-by-play of the girls' game, here is my partner in crime and a lot of other things, Alexander Bitterling.
Well, Steve, this game is going to be a good one. And if you're not already here, fans, you need to get here quick because that parking lot is filling up. You don't want to wait for the boys' game. This girls' game is going to be a show.
Yeah, you might be parking in somebody's driveway if
you
don't
have to
get here
park
pretty
over
soon.
at Union and walk over here.
Oh, my goodness. It is. I got here at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and it was packed in the parking lot.
And you can just tell the excitement in this room right before tip-off here. These fans are ready to go and see their girls take on the other team here today. The jump's going to be between Barham and Holt. And Barham will win it. First possession will go to the Bruins. Spencer with the ball, passes it right down to Barham and up and in for the first 2 points of the ball game.
Well, that inside drive on the layup, and they're going to try to exploit the height advantage that Barham has, so that is one of the keys.
And, Steve, you're going to see this press from the Bruins all night long. The girls run this thing from the first quarter all the way till the fourth quarter and the end of this ball game.
It's like Mark Campbell's Union Lady Bulldogs, too, and it is exhausting to watch, and I know it's exhausting to play.
That pass going to go right off the hand of Brooks there and out of bounds, so the Bruins will get the possession back. And that first possession of the ball game is very important. You hate to have a turnover that quickly in it.
Watch him go to the inside again.
And look at Barham do exactly what she does. She gets the ball down in the paint, and she'll just lay it up. Nothing too fancy, but it gets the job done.
Well, Ava, if you can exploit that with a post player that has height advantage, you have a bread and butter all night long.
Drawing the foul, driving in there is number 30.
That's Gibson Boykin.
So she'll go to the line. Wasn't able to make it fall. But she'll get a chance to earn them here from the charity stripe.
And that foul was charged to Carly Hayes, the senior.
First one will fall in. So the first point for the Eagles tonight.
Well, this is one of those things that particularly if you're facing the press, if you can draw fouls and get some things going that direction, it's huge.
Ayers driving in. Tough layup, won't get it to go. Out of bounds is going to be the Eagles' ball.
And that's what a lot of coaches will tell you, that if you have a situation like that, it's as good as a turnover. If you can force them in a one-shot possession. Yeah, that's what you're talking about with the press.
Boykin getting the ball ahead there, and that one's not going to fall for Brooks. So the ball will go back the other way. Bruins lead it right now 4-1. 3 from the corner. Off the mark, off the back of the iron.
As we often say, iron unkind in that case, and so it's going to go back to the Bruins, and this is a key thing. You bring up your tall player right up front, and that's where they're going to pressure you.
And this really exhausts the other team, just struggling to get the ball across mid-court. Then they've got to try and score once they get down there. Good steal there by Ayers. She read the passing lane perfectly. Was able to pick that one up. Throws up a three, and that is money.
Big one from the corner, and timeout is called.
7-1 your score right now. We'll take a quick break here at BallGame Blitz and be right back with more action.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Steve, the Lady Bruins getting it done so far, 7-1. That press leading to turnovers just like it does every single game for the Lady Bruins.
Well, that's the key thing, and the frustrating thing when you're having to face a press like this is because you've only got 10 seconds to get that ball across, and you have to be precise with your passing.
Foul there. I believe it's going to be on Barham.
Or Carly Hayes, perhaps. It looks like maybe on her.
It will be on Barham.
Yep, Barham, so that's her first.
Yeah, she tried to get in front of the pass there and ended up committing the foul. Up, it just bounces out. Brooks can't get that one to fall.
So send it back down in the other direction, and when you can't press yourself at the same level, that again makes it more and more difficult.
Hayes and Powell playing a little bit of back and forth here. That foul's going to be on Brooks for sure.
Well, Trinity committing her first in the game.
So Hayes now with the inbound. Struggling to find anybody.
Yep. 5-second violation.
The Lady Bruins just weren't moving very much, not really giving her options, and she ran out of time.
You've got to come to the basketball in a case like that, and that was a frustrating situation for them.
So the Eagles catch a break. They're already down on their side of the court here, an opportunity to score without having to beat that press. Tough shot, just spins out.
She was robbed on that one.
Into the corner for Hayes. Off the mark, a little too short.
But watch how they double-teamed the ball back down at the opposite end. Now they committed a foul, and she's trying to have a debate with the official that she is not going to win. That foul was charged to Stella Spencer.
Spencer, a senior, really has a presence, especially on the defensive end of things. She's really good at getting those stops, forcing them to take tough shots, and forcing turnovers.
Of course, Tony Schutz, the veteran coach, she has done it at every level and one of the most respected in the entire profession.
Ayers thought she got the block off cleanly, but she'll commit the foul there.
Well, the Bruins have already committed 4 fouls, and that's going to send Boykin to the line for 2.
She's already made 1 from the line earlier today, going 1 for 2. She's got the sole point for the Eagles and looking to add on. Yes on the first one. You've got to take advantage of the free throws when the other team gives them to you.
When the clock stops, you've got to be able to put them in, particularly when you've had a hard time from the other end of the floor.
She gets it done there, 2 for 2, so the Eagles now cut it to 7-3. Driver's going to drive up the baseline.
And that's a defensive foul. And that was just aggressive play on the part of Ellen Driver. And the foul is charged to Trinity Brooks. And that is her second. That is not good at this point.
Brooks was trying to draw the charge there as the three's up and won't fall.
They get those offensive rebounds that are so crucial.
And Ayers able to put that one back up. She is so tough to guard because she can shoot, but she can also get it done in the paint with her height.
And that's 5 for Hayden.
That's going to go too far off the hand of Tess Little. Back to the Bruins ball. So Hayes will inbound the ball here for the Lady Bruins. Just these simple back and forth passes make it easy for the Lady Bruins to get that ball over half court. That's where you want the ball right there in the hand of Ayers.
And they get the offensive rebound and an opportunity to get, as Barham contributes in that one, and a chance to get a second chance opportunity from the free throw line.
That is just great to continue to show that effort on both sides of the court. To fight for those rebounds really makes a huge difference in a ball game. That one's off the front of the iron, no good.
Well, so far in the game, each team has 2 rebounds, and so that has not been a huge factor yet.
Second one's going to fall there for Barham. She's got her 5th point of the ball game.
Yeah, got to get somebody back down there to toss it in. And we got timeout called.
Jackson Christian's going to take a moment here to talk it over, and we'll take a break as well here on Worthy Road Studios and be right back.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Steve, the Lady Bruins have an early lead, 10-3. Now it's important to make those adjustments early. So for Jackson Christian, what's going to be a key for them to changing the tides in this game?
Well, that wasn't it right there, because that was just a perfect steal on the toss-in, and it's Barham who nails that. She's already got 7 points in the game. That's going to be the key, and it's going to be very hard to do, is to try to just somehow be able to get her in a situation where she does not get a cheap basket that way.
As Hayes throws that one up, she was double-teamed and couldn't get a good shot, so turns the ball over.
You have to use speed to beat a press at times.
Rebound there by Hayes, a good board. Too aggressive on the pass there into Barham. She had the right idea, the vision was there, but just a little too powerful on that pass.
That's 3 turnovers for the Bruins, but it hasn't hurt them in the game so far because they haven't given up any points off of those turnovers. But look at there. So you got 3 playing up front, and actually 4 because you got somebody right before they're at half court, and it just makes it so difficult to get the passing lanes.
It really is, and it shows if you watch the Bruins ball games. The Lady Bruins are so good at forcing those turnovers, and by the second half, the other team's exhausted from trying to beat this press.
Yeah, they're going to charge that foul to Ellen Driver.
Now on the
instead they're going the other way.
Looks like maybe the ball just went out of bounds instead of calling a foul there.
That's the 4th turnover for JCS in the game tonight.
Driver in the corner right now. She'll put the ball on the ground. The Bruins trying to find a good shot right now. Some good defense here from the Eagles. And, oh, my goodness, they've got to figure out what to do with Barham. She makes that look too easy.
Yeah, you just cannot. She's already got 9 points out of the 14 that that the Eagles have at this point and the Bruins have at this point, and it is just really almost unstoppable.
So Ayers has the ball, and like we talked about in the pregame show, she's really the one that controls the offense. Looking for things, and Barham drives in but won't get that one to fall. So they get a little bit of relief there from Barham. Bruins almost had a 6-man on the court there. Coach took a little stroll out to the...
Yeah, I don't think they're going to allow him to be part of the offense.
A tough shot, the and one. Well, excuse me, they're going to send the ball the other way.
They call the offensive foul.
That can really break an offense when you fight for a tough bucket like that and commit that offensive foul and the ball goes the other way. It just shuts you down.
Well, I tell you what, the Bruins have just, at this stage of the game, they've dominated.
This is what we've seen them do all season long, Steve. Really come out strong in the first quarter and exhaust the other team. Then it's from there, they're just fighting to continue to secure that lead. Driver into the paint. Too strong off the backboard.
You got to capitalize on something like that as if, but instead, when you turn the ball back over.
Little with the travel there.
That's the 5th turnover, and that's the big problem. You've got to be able to be consistent because they're not going to give you many opportunities with this press.
Absolutely, and they're squandering several of the opportunities that they have, and that's why the scoreboard looks like this, 14-3, and really it looks uglier than that if you're just looking at what's happening on the court.
And this is a young USJ team.
Ayers showing her strength there.
7 for Hayden at this stage of the game, and add to that 1 rebound. And just see that double teaming it way back in the back. And you don't have numbers very much because this team is so fast from USJ to get back on defense.
Open look here. That one's not going to fall.
And the foul. And it looks like that one might be on Salih. She's a freshman, and that is her first foul. It's 5 team fouls.
Off the front of the rim on the first one. So the Eagles, all 3 of their points so far have come from the charity stripe, and they're looking to get a 4th one here.
And just like Mark Campbell does with the all-court press for the entire game, they make quick substitutions several times during the quarter.
Tell you what, Steve, you cannot win a ball game from the charity stripe. You've got to contribute and find points somewhere else. They get a second opportunity here, get the ball back. Off the front of the rim there. Boykin can't get that one to fall.
Now they're trying a little double teaming of their own down at the opposite end.
So
and they get a 5
out of bounds.
Yeah, they get a 5-second violation called.
People continuing to pour in here, Steve. These fans are really packing the house here tonight.
Well, that's what they're known for here, and particularly when you're playing a crosstown rival. And this is why crowd enthusiasm can be a big factor in this game.
Little has the ball. That one's going to roll out of bounds, but it's going to be off of Teague.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's different here in high school basketball where you don't have that 30-second clock to deal with.
That's what makes it so hard to come back from a big deficit in high school. The other team can just eat that clock over and over again.
I keep thinking the day is going to come when and you got a foul called in the inside. I keep thinking the day is going to come when the clock is going to be instituted in high school ball, but so far across the country, the coaches have voted against it.
It'll probably be the same day that college men's basketball goes to the fourth quarter system.
Go to quarters, yeah.
Yes.
And that's something that desperately needs to be done, is go to quarters. That was the second foul called on Saleh, and so that is sending Elena Yarbrough to the free throw line. She's got that one-hand push style. All of the points in this quarter for JCS have come from the free throw line. Scrapping for those rebounds, and it'll still stay in the possession of the home folks.
The ball went, I think, off the hand of Spencer there, and she made sure that one went out of bounds. Less than 10 seconds here in the first quarter. The Eagles trying to get a shot off. You can hear the fans counting it down. 1 second.
I don't think she knew, and nobody was coming to the ball. It's like you talked about earlier. You got to come to the ball in a case like that. Big first quarter for USJ.
16-4 your score right now at the end of the first quarter at Jackson Christian. We'll take a quick break and be back with that second quarter of action.
We are a team composed of highly skilled physical therapists with new school treatment approaches and old school customer service principles. We are a community presence because we know our foundation rests in relationship building and involvement. We are leaders in this industry, and we're putting in time daily to develop that aspect of thinking. We're more than a business. We're a team composed of individuals governed by a set of core values. We're more than a physical therapy company. We're a movement in the profession. We are your premier physical therapy team in West Tennessee.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Well, we're back, Steve. After the first quarter of action, it has been all Lady Bruins. They lead this one right now by 12.
Well, you look at, again, They haven't had to have. They actually are losing the rebounding edge 4-3, but it doesn't really matter because they've shot so well from the field and they have forced 5 turnovers on JCS.
Spencer almost losing control of it there. She's tied up but able to get it off to Ayers. Now this is where the lack of a shot clock really helps your team. You've got plenty of time to develop the offense and make something happen.
They're playing one-on-one and not really rotating, and I think they were looking for Hayden to create, and she drew the foul.
I don't even think she was trying to draw the foul there. A lot of times now you see players trying to force some contact, force a foul, but she really was just driving to the basket.
That's the first foul on Elena Yarbrough.
Stolen away. The Eagles able to pick it up. The steal from Brooks. Barham making up for it on the other end of things, able to tip that one out.
Well, to make any kind of comeback, you've got to do it with a half-court offense because you're going to face that press all game long.
The Eagles trying to slow it down a little bit, make it more their pace. The whole pace of this ball game has been exactly what the Lady Bruins want it to be. Fast pace and forcing those turnovers.
And 5-second violation because she was behind that line, and you got to be able to get rid of it. Pass it or get over that line. And so yet another turnover.
And that really has been the bane of the existence for the Eagles so far in this game, turnovers. They've had a lot of rebounds. They've had plenty of possessions, but not able to get it done. Sometimes not even able to get a shot off.
There you go.
What a give and a drive there from Driver. Her name says it, and she knows how to do it.
Well, that's what patience will do for you in any kind of offense, is just waiting on the cutter to go down the middle, and that's exactly what they did. The defense was asleep.
You could just see their heads turn and look and watch her go by.
That's Ellen's first basket of the game. And you can see they have really been rattled by this strong man-to-man defense.
Too strong off the back iron for Brooks.
Scrum. Now let's see if he calls that a foul or a jump ball.
Looks like they're calling it a jump ball.
And the alternate possession goes back to JCS.
Brooks will inbound the ball here for the Eagles.
Man, they're going to have to chase this one back down about 3/4 of the way down the court.
That's an over and back, and the fans wanted it, but the referees just didn't see it.
I think he gave her the advantage of just having the 1 foot on the line.
That one's going to spin out. Some tough shots from Boykin, and they keep spinning out for her.
That was like Wheel of Fortune going bankrupt.
She's had about 3 or 4 shots that have done that so far, and she must be putting a lot of spin on that basketball.
And that foul is, and let's see if we got a timeout. Nope, no timeout.
It's going to send Powell to the line.
That's the second foul on Gibson Boykin. So once again, now they back off on the press a lot of times at the free throw line because it's much more difficult to be able to, because you're not really sure where the ball's going at that point.
Puts up a 3, why not? Won't go.
Boy, the high pressure is just not working.
At this point, if you have any glimpse of a decent shot, they've got to take it and just hope something falls.
Well, we got timeout called now. And so 5:18 remaining. 18-4. USJ firmly in control. Back after this.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
18-4, and the Bruins just continue to add to that lead, Steve.
Pace of the scoring has slowed down here in the second quarter because they were all over at 16-4. Looks like they're trying to go into a bit of a half-court trap, JCS is, and trying to employ not quite the intense high pressure that we saw, and it worked because they forced the turnover.
Great steal there from Brooks, and she read that pass perfectly. So the Eagles trying to beat the Bruins at their own game right now. That's going to be a foul on Powell. That's going to bring Yarborough to the line.
And she's 2 out of 3 from the line so far tonight. But it is tough emotionally when you are having to fight from behind all game and particularly facing the kind of all-court pressure that's being delivered by USJ.
Absolutely, and that's why you continue to see the Bruins do this to teams. They jump out to a big lead, and then from there they really just coast on. Way off the mark there for Spencer.
Yeah, you could see when Stella released that one, it was just going far right. And shooters will tell you that, particularly going with three-point shots, there's a feel to it that you know when it's going in.
Barham able to pick up on that one pretty easily. Driver to the corner. Spencer won't shoot it. Barham with the little jumper, can't get that one to go.
Yeah, everybody has gone a little bit more like an Amana side-by-side freezers here in this quarter. Yeah, this is going to be a foot race.
Wow, a move by Spencer there, but can't get the shot to go.
That was good defense chasing down the floor. I tell you what, so many players will tell you And Taylor Baines was on her heels all the way, that you just feel footsteps coming towards you a lot of times, and that's what really broke up that entire play. And Ellen Driver was charged with a foul, so they're going to come back down the opposite direction.
So the Eagles, another opportunity from the line. All of their points in this ball game have come from the free throw line. That one, a beautiful shot.
Yeah, perfect form. Got the high arc on it.
Lily Barnes will get that second one to go.
Well, you take any of them that you can get, and if you get them at the free throw line, they count just the same. But you got to be able to shave away from some of this 11-point margin.
Ayers for three. She doesn't miss many of those.
Oh!
Just spins out. You hate to see that one where it looks like it's going in and suddenly it starts spinning like that.
Yeah, it's like you lost your money in your credit card. You found out somebody stole your identity on it.
Way too strong off the backboard. Powell just able to get that one off. Great pass there.
Yeah, they're going to have to, well, I don't know. The speed may carry her all the way in. And she does.
Beautiful
Ava has hit
drive.
double figures now with 11. That was what you just call outrunning your defense.
Then she does it right here on this side of the court as well. She knew to just stand there, didn't have to throw up her arms, didn't want to commit the foul, but just got in the way of that one and made a miss.
It's been staying somewhere between 10 and 13 points for the entire game for USJ, and they are dominating. Getting that bank home.
And that is the first shot from the field for the Eagles to fall tonight. King fights to get that one over to their side of the field. Oh, tough foul there.
And you can see from the expression coming back down, she knew it was a trip, and it was so frustrating for Sophie King. All right, Trinity Brooks, excuse me. And that is
her third foul now. She's in trouble.
They actually have posted that it's a fourth foul. You and I have 3, but they're showing 4 on the scoreboard.
It must have been why she had that reaction. She knows she's got to be super careful, and she's going to have to take a seat.
Well, it hurt and it didn't. She missed the front end of the 1-and-1, but then you're looking at a player who is one of your star contenders, and she's got 4 fouls now, and we are still in the second quarter.
No damage for the moment, but that long-term damage could be pretty severe.
You got a foul called away from the basketball.
It's going to be on King. And a lively crowd here tonight at Jackson Christian. You can hear reactions to every single call.
Oh, yeah. This place is vocal. They always are. It doesn't matter who they're playing, but it's especially so when you're playing, again, your crosstown rival.
Beautiful shot there from Yarbrough. She's got 3 now.
Boy, you need to get them both when you're a team like JCS playing from behind.
Not going to catch up very quickly getting that 1 point at a time. Tried to rely on Barham's height there and almost lost it.
They are triple teaming her down low. And that's one adjustment I think that Tony Schutz has made, is because they just absolutely have no answer for her if you're going one-on-one or even sometimes with a double team.
You don't have to know a lot about basketball to watch this game and tell that she's been a big problem for the Eagles. King from the corner, wide open.
Well, again, you treat possessions like that as the equivalent of a turnover, and that's where you got to capitalize.
Boykin trying to find somebody.
Yeah, one of the problems is they're not blocking out on rebounds, so they're not getting the offensive boards well at all down at JCM's end. Now, here you go with Barham. And they're going to charge her with an offensive foul.
And that's a good call right there, Steve. She ran right into her. Her feet were placed, and she takes that charge perfectly.
And so far, that's the 8th turnover for USJ. But again, it hasn't hurt them on the board because they're still up by 10.
And this right here is something you see in high school basketball quite a lot. Several minutes of play with nobody scoring, lots of turnovers on both sides. That's just the difference between pros or college and high school basketball. Good move there, wide open layup. And Yarbrough gets that one to fall.
That's only the second field goal this evening so far for JCS.
So 5 points now for Yarbrough, the lead scorer for the Eagles. Big three, up and in from Teague. And right when you thought maybe the Eagles were getting a little bit of momentum, Bruins trying to shut it down there with the big three.
Well, that's the second three-pointer of the night for the Bruins, and that's how you silence a rally.
Once again, Yarbrough back-to-back.
That's the gamble you make with the press, is that sometimes you don't have enough defenders down the floor and you leave somebody open, and that's exactly what left Elena Yarbrough open.
Driver's open, trying to get one of her own, but gets her own miss.
Iron a bit unkind on Barham.
So Eagles trying to rush it here. Time expires, and that shot was close. So the Eagles cut it to 9 here at halftime. It's 23-14, and Steve, this ball game so far has been all Lady Bruins.
Well, it has. The key thing, though, that you look at in that second quarter is that the Eagles did make some progress. They outscored USJ 10-7, and so I know that's one of the things that Joel Ayers will be telling his team in the locker room is that you can't put on the brakes. And as we saw at that last basket that Yarbrough had at the opposite end, that was a case of leaving her open because they were so intense with the press. And after having watched Union University do this same style of defense all season long, you are vulnerable to perhaps sometimes somebody getting behind the defenders at the opposite end of the floor, and that's exactly what happened. But it's a 23-14 game right now, and the big key, once again, has to be maintaining your composure. And, of course, for USJ is just staying with that press. It's just something you got to do all game long, and I know that's exactly what they intend to do.
Absolutely, and a lot of this ball game left. It's a 3-possession game, so it looks like it's been all Bruins, but do not count the Lady Eagles out because we've got several minutes of basketball left.
Well, let's take time out for a word from our sponsors. We'll do a 3-minute break, and then we'll be back to give you the halftime totals.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Count on Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Well, back we are here at SQ Gymnasium on the campus of Jackson Christian School, and let's bring you your halftime statistics brought to you by BallGame Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios. And here we go, looking across the board for USJ. The game leader, in fact, is Ava Barham with 11 points. She had 9 of them in the first quarter. She's also added 2 rebounds to that. Got a couple of fouls, and that's something we're keeping our eye on as well. 7 points for Hayden Ayers, and she did a terrific job in particularly defensively as well as offensively. And then 3 points for Lily Teague, 2 for Ellen Driver. And then over on the other side of the coin, let's look over at JCS that's been having to face the battle of that press all night long. Elena Yarber is their leader with 9. And she has the only 3 field goals of the game that USJ managed in the first, that JCS managed in the first. We got too many initials that I have to get consistent with here. But anyway, Elena Yarber with 9 for JCS, and then you got 2 for Lily Barnes and 3, all from the free throw line for Gibson Boykin. In the rebounding department, Elena Yarber added 3 rebounds as well. Turnovers in the game here in the first half. USJ committed 8, but as we say, it really didn't hurt them because they only gave up 4 points off of those turnovers. On the other end of the coin, it was 7 turnovers for JCS, and they gave up 12 points off turnovers. So, you can afford mistakes as long as you get back and play defense and don't let that get into the other team's scoring column. And looking at the foul situation, USJ's got a couple of players. Ava Barham's got 2 and Salia's got 2. But the one that has really been critical, Gibson Boykin has 2 for JCS, but the one that is really critical is Trinity Brooks, the senior. It was really a fluke collision, but she ended up with 4 fouls in the first half, and so they are going to have to be very sparing as to how they play her, Alexander, in the second half.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see if she starts here in the third quarter because she's only got that 1 foul. She's really not going to be able to play much defense at all. If anybody drives in on her, she's going to have to kind of back away, because if she commits that 5th foul, she'll be out of this ball game, and it's really going to hurt the Eagles.
Well, let's take another 2-minute break, and then we'll be back to start the third quarter of play right here from Jackson Christian School on USJ basketball.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
King King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
The name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
Well, it's 23-14, and we're less than a minute away from the second half of action. I'm Alexander Bitterling. Beside me here is Steve Beverly. And it's been a good game so far, Steve.
Yeah, it has, although it has been dominated by USJ, but these Lady Eagles managed to at least get some kind of counteract to that all-court pressure a little bit more in the second quarter. Coaches will tell you, if you face that, you've got to be able to try to bring the ball down the middle, because you get cornered back in, say, either the left or right far corner, as we would say the northeast or the northwest corner of wherever you're playing. You're going to have issues all night long. You got to try to have people come to the ball. You're going to have to bring more people back in the backcourt for that. So Tony Schutz is a veteran, and he makes adjustments. But what Joel Ayers' game plan has been has worked extremely well so far. And so the Bruins, again, between Barham and Ayers, they have 18 of the 23 points that USJ has delivered tonight.
And it's going to be interesting to see how the adjustments that these two teams make will play into this one. I think the first few minutes of this third quarter, we're going to see really which way this ball game is going to go. Almost tipped away there. Now, already you can see a lot more defensive energy from the Eagles.
They had a good look at it. The screen was right there from all the way that defense was going. Couldn't deliver.
That one way too powerful. So the ball will go back the Bruins' way.
Now Barham with her third rebound of the game.
Spencer in the corner tried to give it right into Barham, and that one's kicked away.
Goes off the foot of Yarborough. Sometimes that's an accident, sometimes intentional, because you can't find anybody open in your passing lane.
That's a deep three for Hayes.
That was about a 25-footer, and she just didn't quite have the range.
Boykin with the ball now. The Eagles don't move too much on offense. You can see the one with the ball's moving and maybe one other girl, but too stagnant on the offensive side of things.
Yeah. You're playing more one-on-one in this case.
And it really looks like, from what we've seen in the first half, that the Eagles don't have the personnel to win this one-on-one.
Well, that was a great move to the basket. She faked right and went left, and that was a good one for Yarborough, and she's in double figures with 11.
She is the sole reason that the Eagles are still in this ball game, and if she's hot, I'd say continue to feed her the ball. Run screens for her, give her passing options, but make that offense run through her. Spencer kind of trapped in the corner.
They're double-teaming Barham again underneath. You can see the battle that she has got going on with Elena Yarborough.
Hayes taking another three. She struggled shooting the deep ball today. Still looking for those first couple points.
Well, they get on from this one here, we're going to be down to a 2-possession game.
Able to get their own miss there off the side of the backboard, but when you pick it back up and get another opportunity, it's like it never happened.
And the one thing, you're not facing a shot clock like the Collegians do, and that one's off the mark. And look at this. This is going to be a speed race.
And Ayers just doesn't get that one to fall. Nothing you can do about that one. We got a collision below the basket. We'll see which way they call this one. It's going to be the Eagles' ball. It's only a 7-point ball game right now. At the end of the first half, it was a 9-point game.
And I see what they did. They went down the middle, and then you had a wing player that was able to come up with it before they went over the half-court line.
So far, it looks like good adjustments from Jackson Christian.
Well, Tony Schutz is one of the best in the business at making adjustments.
It's anybody's ball, but the Eagles get it back.
Too high off the back of the iron, and once again, yet another rebound for Hayden.
Barham with another easy layup.
Yeah, Barham was just that was too easy for her underneath, and she got that little curl layup.
Now it's trouble for the Eagles. They'll get bailed out there. Spencer's going to commit a foul that's not really a well-advised one there.
She has had a couple of debates with the officials tonight on those calls. That's her second foul.
She'll take a break, and Driver's going to come back in for her.
Remember, JCS playing at this point, Trinity Brooks with 4 fouls. And that, again, you had nobody underneath to rebound the ball, and that's one of the frustrations that you have.
And the Bruins going to turn that one over, trying to rush the offense a little too much, and Barham slow to get up. Maybe dealing with a cramp here below the basket.
Yeah. I don't think it's a serious knee injury, but it just looked like she cramped up as she was going back down the floor trying to catch that pass. And Joel Ayers out there to take a look. So they're giving her the stretch.
You can kind of tell from the casual way they're dealing with it that it's nothing too serious.
Yeah.
She looks like she'll be able to continue.
Yeah, that's one of those things that just smarts. If you ever get up, whether you're playing in sports or, say, if you just get up off the couch and you suddenly feel that cramp, that can be a killer for a while.
And really you can't do anything about it. You've got to kind of wait it out.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll take a moment to sit on the bench here.
And the official getting a little impatient with the Eagles not being down there to toss the ball in.
That's the last couple times they've done that. It's like they don't realize that they've got possession. Tried to rush that one.
Yeah, he threw that one in traffic. They were double teaming Elena Yarbrough.
You can see the student section there for Jackson Christian beginning to pour out onto the court a little bit. It's pretty full over there. They're hoping to see a turn of tides in this ball game.
Nice fake, and that one was one of those where you almost knew she was going to commit the foul. And for Taylor Baines, that's one of those that you just instinctively put the ball up. Foul is charged to Ellen Driver. That's her second. You instinctively put the ball up because you figure you're going to either hit the shot or you're going to get fouled.
Just a little to the left on that one. And she'll make the proper adjustments there to make the second one. So a lot of points so far from the Lady Eagles at the charity stripe. The Bruins doing a bad job of fouling.
Well, they continue to chip away. It's still an 8-point lead, but it's not like what we were seeing in the first quarter where JCS was rattled.
Hayes double team below the basket. She'll drive it back out. Too strong on the pass, but Powell able to pick it back up.
I think they were trying to get it to Powell.
Beautiful shot there from Driver. You could see from the moment that left her hands, it was going to fall in the basket.
That's the third three-pointer of the game. Driver has 5 now, and that was big.
Easy bucket there from the Eagles. Able to get that over to their side of the court quickly on that one.
Well, Taylor Baines is somewhat taking the offensive charge for the Lady Eagles, but it's still a 9-point margin.
You can see almost like some confusion on the side of the Lady Bruins on the offensive side. They're struggling. Their passes are too strong or a little off the mark. As Powell can't get that one to go. Driver tries to take it into her own hands.
Yeah, and just went off her fingertips going out of bounds. And so yet another opportunity for JCS to try to capitalize and slice this lead down that has, for most of the game, been between about 7 and 12 points.
This quarter's been even right now. They were a 9-point deficit at halftime, still a 9-point deficit, but the Eagles look a lot better than they did in that first quarter specifically.
And a little bit too aggressive down at the opposite end.
We're seeing a little bit of that from both teams, rushing the offense on both sides for the Eagles and the Bruins. Especially on the Bruins, they needed to slow down, breathe with the lead, and find good shots.
I like that, breathe with the lead. You may get quoted on that at some time in the future.
How to trademark it before you get to it then.
8 turnovers now for JCS. They're in traffic.
Looks like Yarbrough's down right now.
Yeah, they will not stop the action until literally it goes out of bounds. Now they'll stop it.
Going to call a travel there on Boykin. So the ball will turn over. Yarbrough did get to her feet, so that's a good sign. And able to walk off on her own.
Well, this game has become more defensive than we thought we were going to see. It was 16-4 in the first quarter, and everything has now just slowed as far as the scoring pace is concerned.
And Driver, another 3. She's got 2 in this quarter.
Well, they left her wide open there, and so she could have looked at that all day and at least had an opportunity like she delivered on.
She's got 6 of the Bruins' 8 here in the third quarter. On the floor, and Driver able to pick it up. About 1 minute left here in the third. The Eagles making it tough for the Bruins to get the ball over half court. And
that's one of those, as my old friend Jonathan Husky would say, ticky-tack fouls, but it was a touch foul that was charged to Tess Little. JCS has gone back to matching their biggest deficit of the game. They're down 12.
Teague tried to almost shut the door on this one. Misses the 3 there.
And it's interesting, in the rebounding category in the game, JCS has the edge 9-7, but they still haven't been able to convert. That's a collision, and there's nothing else you can do about that, and the foul is going to be charged to Carly Hayes. That is her 3rd. So she'll check out. But they're not in the bonus. That's only the 3rd team foul of this third quarter.
Much better job from the Bruins here in the third quarter to not commit those petty and really not smart fouls that they were committing in that first half. Just a couple seconds left here in this one, and wow, putting up a 3 there. Tess Little.
Tess with her first points of the game, and that was what you would call somewhat of an over-the-shoulder push shot. And it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as it goes in, that works.
get up a shot right at the last minute and just won't fall for Teague.
Oh, she gave it a huge effort there, and it almost dropped, but we got a 9-point game, which is what we had at halftime. It was 23-14, and each team put in 8 in the third quarter, but USJ is still holding on quite well, and we'll be back with that all-important final 8 minutes after this.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag, filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
31-22 your score. A quiet third quarter from both teams, but not much changes. The Bruins still lead it by 9. And Steve, there's 8 minutes to go. This ball game is not over. But what do the Eagles need to do?
Well, they're going to have to score quickly, particularly in the first 4 minutes of this final period. I think that's going to be the real key. You cannot wait and have a furious rally. They're going to have to get defensive stops, such as on this possession right here, and they're going to have to convert off any misses that USJ makes. This USJ team, though, seems as though it is so solid that I'm not sure that I think that's going to happen.
Spencer almost getting tied up. Hayes finds a wide open look and gets that one to fall. She's a good shooter. She's had a quiet game, but if you leave her open, she's eventually going to get one to fall.
Well, Carly with her first 3 of the game, and already a timeout is called. So let's take a break ourselves. It's a 12-point game. USJ still very much in control.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
34-22, a quick timeout after just 28 seconds in that fourth quarter of action. And, Steve, they must not have liked what they saw.
Well, here's the thing. You asked me as the quarter started, what does JCS have to do to try to make the rally? Not what they just did there. They were completely out of position on defense and left a wide open look at a 3 that was converted. And Carly Hayes managed to extend this back out to a 12-point game. And at the pace that this has been going at, even though there hasn't been that much of an extension of the lead, USJ has been controlling the tempo of this game, and you can't let it get away from you anymore. And they're going right back into the press.
And let's be honest about what this is, Steve. In a high school basketball game, a double-digit deficit is hard to eat at in just one quarter. So it's going to be difficult for the Eagles.
And you can't have careless passes like that one that just simply nobody was there, and it gives them another opportunity to capitalize off a turnover.
Good move from Hayes to know not to put that one up. Find a better look. And they have no problem with eating the score. I mean the time as Barham adds to the score there. 2 more points for her. Almost got the steal. And that's going to be a race, and Spencer's should get this one.
Good defensive effort. Good recovery on the part of Gibson Boykin to knock that one away.
A great hustle play there from the Eagles to not give up on that one. It looked like a wide open layup on the fast break, but they got that back, and they're going to make the Bruins earn it now.
Now let's see if they try to go inside again to Barham. Nope.
Hayes with a quick 3. You've got a 14-point lead with less than 7 to play. You might as well take some time off the clock.
Without a shot clock, it really pays to see if you can just wait until you have a little bit better look at the basket, and that was going to be a foul.
And what you can do particularly is wait and force the defense to either step up too much or to foul you in desperation. It's going to be another foul on Hayes.
And
so
Carly
she's in
has
trouble.
committed her 4th.
She'll sit, and unless this ball game takes a big turn for the Eagles, I'm pretty sure she's done for this one. Now, the Eagles look like they're not in any hurry, but they're down by 14.
You got to have some urgency. And that was a latent call, as we would say, but and I'm sure that
that is a generous call.
Considering some of their reactions tonight, that's not exactly a happy call for Ellen Driver, but that is her 4th.
From our perspective up here, that looked generous.
They scaled it back. She's got 3.
So that one will fall in. The Eagles have really struggled from the charity stripe tonight. That one doesn't even touch the rim on that one.
No, and when that happens, it automatically goes back to the other team.
So Barnes able to get one of them, but it's still a 13-point game.
Yeah, not able to match the all-court pressure is just really one of the things I think is just taking the steam out, because what it does, it also really wears you out trying to be able to overcome it. And we got timeout called because they were hemmed up over in the corner. So Joel Ayers wants to take a break. Let's take one right here, 6:01 to go. It is still a 36-23 lead for USJ.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
36-23, just 6:01 left to play in this one. And Steve, fans that mostly watch maybe professional basketball or college might think that this isn't that tough, a 13-point deficit with 6 minutes. But what is the difference in high school that makes it so hard to come back?
Well, underneath, and that's just what they've been doing all night long. Ava Barham, once again, 17 points. The difficulty that you have in high school making a comeback is because a team can skate so much more time off the clock without a shot clock, forcing them to get one up every 30 seconds. So, I mean, it is just very, very easy for them to just, I don't want to say coast because they don't want to do that, but you have a team, and see right there, they're leaving her wide open, and Ellen Driver connects. That is her 3rd 3 of the game.
She's got 11 points now.
And that's just the big key. Now they're down 18, and all of a sudden at this stage of the game, you've got to almost have a perfect possession every time down the floor.
And like we've seen from the Eagles, they've been having to fight all night long, but a tough play there. Boykin driving in. She'll get a chance for the 3-point play.
And let's see who they call that on. That is going to be on Stella Spencer, her 3rd. But unfortunately, I think the hole for USJ fans, I think the hole has been dug too deep.
Interesting thing from the USJ side of things, they've only played about 7 players in this ball game. I believe that's right. Not a lot of the bench really playing much of this ball game.
Well, Trinity Brooks is back in with 4 fouls.
At this point, it doesn't matter if she fouls out. They just need her to contribute in some way to this ball game.
That's exactly right.
Powell will slow up, and Ayers going to take a deep 3. You can just see her strength on that one. She took a deep 3 and was too powerful on it.
And here they come right back again. Yet another turnover.
Good give to Barham. and she makes that too easy.
Yeah, she even was able to take the dribble, which most coaches will tell you don't do that because of the fact that the quickest way to the basket is without a dribble, and there you go scrambling for the steal, and that's going to be a foul.
That one's definitely on Driver. That's her 4th.
They've committed a lot of personal fouls in this game. In fact, I'm going to do a quick tally here. They have committed 18 personal fouls in the game, but it hasn't hurt them, again, because they're up 18.
And that's one of the byproducts, one of the cons of their press that they've been running is sometimes they're trying to steal that ball, force too many turnovers, and they end up committing those fouls, just like you saw there from Driver.
And once again, that is the 4th time tonight that they have failed to connect on the front end of a 1-and-1.
That one was just too aggressive of a pass into Barham.
Yeah, you got to be able to be forceful with that if you're going to get it into somebody like Barham.
Boykin trying to find something and will drive in on her own.
Oh, what a killer to go down. And, that's what makes coaches' hair go gray or white in a big hurry.
She was able to produce something for herself there and had a great look, but just not able to put it in.
And timeout called. Well, 3:21 to go. It's an 18-point lead, largest of the game for USJ, and we'll be back with more Bruin basketball after this.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive and Drive, Jackson.
Steve, this one has gotten out of hand for the Eagles. The biggest lead of the ball game for the Bruins, 43-25 right now.
Yeah, and for the JCS team, you just really want to try to make this respectable and not let it get to be a complete blowout in the closing moments. And, Tony Schutz has been through the highs and lows of basketball through the years, and so he knows with his young team that he has, this is just one that is another building block as he's trying to rebuild the program for JCS. But USJ tonight, that first quarter really decided this game. There's no question about it.
And we've seen the Bruins, and Hayes misses it, but she took the three and was able to get her own rebound. We've seen the Lady Bruins do that to teams all season long. If you've been watching ball games, you see they jump out ahead big on teams in that first quarter, and they don't really coast, but they continue to have that lead all ball game long. And what you've got to know about this one, Steve, is when you're playing a crosstown rival, you're not going to let up at all.
No.
They're going to run this one up as much as they can as Barham gets away.
And that's a little down the stretch for Barham. You don't usually see that from her that often.
21 points for Barham. What a ball game for her.
Yeah, she's had 8 in this quarter. She had 9 in that all-important first quarter that USJ got out to the early 16-4 lead. And they are going to say that she stepped on the end line, that Taylor Baines was going, her momentum just carried her there and didn't realize her foot was beyond the out-of-bounds line.
And another thing about Barham that's really impressive from her is a lot of times from the taller players, you see them commit several fouls throughout the course of the game. She's got 1 personal foul in this ball game. Just great play from her.
Very disciplined.
Spencer able to save that one from going out of bounds.
Spencer's got a long extension, and they call her for traveling. They say she changed her pivot foot. And sometimes that happens with a player where you lose your concentration, and she had to turn at an arc to be able to grab that pass, and she changed her foot.
Well, about 2 minutes to play. It's a 20-point ball game, and things are looking pretty grim for the Eagles fans. It's going to be a foul there, so they'll get an opportunity to earn a few.
That was Yarber's 5th rebound of the game.
Looks like we've got another cramp, and Yarbrough goes down.
Stella Spencer commits her 4th. Cramps are just really one of those things that particularly they can happen at any time. You can't predict them. A lot of times it'll happen with football players in the heat of the early season in summer, and you'll usually find that to happen particularly in late August, early September. But in a case like this where you're indoors and it's climate controlled, it's just one of those things. It happens at any given moment, and there's not anything you can do about it but stretch it and then hope it will finally, if you get off the bench, get back on the bench, and then just hopefully be able to get it to work its way out. I've had them when I've gotten out of my easy chair before, and let me tell you, they hurt just as bad as they do if you're an athlete.
They do. It's one of those things that'll just hit you at a random time, and there's not much that makes it feel better, and it's surprising how much they can hurt.
And they are taking out some of the starters. Ava Barham has come out.
Ayers takes a seat as well.
So we got Addison Gosley at the free throw line.
She's going to step in, I believe, for Yarbrough and take the shots. Looks like the Eagles clearing the bench as well.
And that's the thing to do with this game, just completely, it's in the bank right now for USJ. And both teams, at least in these last couple of minutes, give these younger players or some of these reserves an opportunity to get some game action.
Now, Steve, an interesting thing about this ball game here on BallGame Blitz is that you can watch it from 2 perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, the games are all archived on the Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel, and you can hear Coach Joe Holloway call this game for the Eagles on the other side of things.
Yeah, we got 2 broadcast teams calling the same game here tonight, and you and I are very pleased to be here calling it for USJ this evening.
It's always good to be on the winning side of things, and I think we chose correctly tonight.
And wipe that basket off. Apparently there was traveling beforehand. So let's see how some of the younger players can do here.
Absolutely, and that's one of those things that it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but when you're coaching, you definitely want to talk about that one. You don't want to give up a basket like that by traveling.
It's like last night in Union against Shorter, and Mark Campbell had a 50-point lead going into the last quarter, and all he could think about was how bad we played in the fourth quarter.
That's one of those things that great coaches do, right? They never stop coaching, even if they're up by a ton. They know that their players can always improve.
And they scramble for that one, and it is going to go back to USJ with a minute to go.
Here's what you call going through the motions. About a minute of basketball left for most of the fans. They know it's over, but these players here on the court, this is some of the only play they've got this week, and they're looking to improve.
Yeah, I mean, any action that you get, it is important action. I don't care whether it's late in the game or what, because it means you've been out there in a competitive situation. You're not just doing it in practice. And, again, they're playing a little bit of standstill offense. Nobody was really moving toward the basketball, and you got to have a little bit more motion.
It looks like the Bruins are just going to run the clock out on this one.
And I think they're going to call that an over and back. So a final opportunity here for the Eagles to see if they can at least close this back down from 19 points. It's been a 14-4 quarter for USJ, and it's almost the Xerox copy of the first quarter. And you are right, Alexander.
So that's the end of this one. The Lady Bruins getting it done and absolutely dominating. I would say on both sides of the floor, Steve, it's 45-26, your final score.
Well, let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll give you all of our stats here from tonight's game.
Do Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's body shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Well, the Bruins absolutely getting that one done, Steve. They won it by 19, 45-26, and I believe you've got the final stats for us, but absolutely dominant from the Lady Bruins.
That first quarter, 16-4, and that all-court pressure just made everything an uphill climb for JCS, and that's how USJ does it, just dominates with the press. Let's take a look at your totals for JCS first. Elena Yarber was their leader with 11 points. She also had 5 rebounds. And Gibson Boykin added 5, but they really defensed her well after that first quarter. And so they were the big guns for JCS out of their 26 points. Yarber and Boykin ended up with 16 of their total. But for USJ, big night tonight for Ava Barham, 21 points and 5 rebounds. She did a lot of things without the basketball that were huge as well defensively, but 21 points, 5 rebounds. Ellen Driver, who she delivered 3 3-pointers in the second half, and she ended up with 11 to finish up in double figures. And Hayden Ayers, 7 points and 4 rebounds on the night. Carly Hayes and Lily Teague with 3 each. So I think there's no question about it. Our player of the game, brought to you by BallGame Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios, is unquestionably Ava Barham, the junior post player. 9 points in the first quarter, 8 in the final quarter. And she was just all over the place tonight, and unquestionably she is our player of the game.
Absolutely, and you didn't have to watch much of that one. You probably could watch one quarter and guess that she would be the player of the game. She's just a junior. She's got this entire year and next year to continue to develop, and she's really becoming a great player for the Lady Bruins.
Well, she's one of these that has a height advantage on a lot of her defenders, and so if you can master that lob pass on the inside and have her to be able to just kiss it very easily off the glass, I mean, she can dominate a game, and what a night she did have. And I think all the Bruins fans across our community, they are very, very happy with what they saw tonight with that 45-26 outcome. And it was a dominant first quarter and a dominant last quarter. But when you put a team on the ropes and force them to have to come from behind as far down, and it was for the most part a double-digit lead most of the game for USJ, you really begin not just the all-court pressure, but you start taking a lot of the wind out of their sails because it's emotionally difficult to have to constantly be coming from behind.
Absolutely, Steve, and that's what the Lady Bruins have done all season long. They jump ahead of the teams early, and I've said it over and over tonight, but that's what we continue to see from them. And they're really showing that they're a strong team and that they're going to go pretty far in this season. And I expect them to do great things continuing on because we've seen it all season long.
Well, Joel Ayers had a terrific game plan for this tonight, and his team executed it quite well, led by Ava Barham with those 21 points tonight and 5 rebounds. Well, The guys are warming up out on the floor, and they'll be getting ready to take it here. And so why don't we take another 3-minute break, and then we'll come back and get you ready for USJ against JCS, the boys version. Stay with us.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive and Drive, Jackson.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
This is how we Friday night. How do you Friday night?
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
No matter how you Friday night, you always win at Kaufman's.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. If you live in West Tennessee, you have a need for the services we offer. We treat for all types of pests, including bed bugs, brown recluse spiders, and other hard-to-treat pests. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to encapsulate a crawl space. Give us a call to hear how to achieve the same thing and save thousands. Southeastern Termite and Pest Control can handle all of your termite and pest control needs, wood fungus and moisture barriers, real estate closing letters, and so much more. Southeastern, 731-660-1052.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's Warranty Forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state. But we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Steve Beverly back with you live at SQ Gymnasium here on the campus of Jackson Christian School as we continue with the second half of our doubleheader of Bruin basketball. USJ and Jeff Jones, the guys are taking the floor right now doing their warm-ups. And the big key in this one is the kind of depth that they have on the floor. And unquestionably, both these teams go pretty deep. And that could be a big, big factor in this one as we get down the stretch. In case you just joined us, the Lady Bruins took it 45-26 in our opener tonight, and we're about 70 seconds away from the tip-off and the introduction of the starting lineups of this men's game, and Alexander Bitterling has rejoined me here. What do you expect tonight from these two teams?
Well, Steve, I'll tell you what, there are so many people here, it's hard to get just from here to the men's bathroom and back in a few minutes. They people have packed out
I am glad
stadium.
you made it.
Me too, as well. You don't want to not make it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, but I expect a great ball game. We saw one from the girls. If you missed it, you've got to go back and watch that one because that was a good ball game, especially if you're a Bruins fan. But the boys here, they're going to put on a show. We're going to see a really fast-paced game from both teams, and both of these teams want this probably more than any other game this season.
And we remind you, as Alexander just said, that in case you miss any of the USJ games, you can go to the YouTube archive at Worthy Road Studios and be able to watch any of these games. And it'll be a fantastic opportunity for you to go back and see. And most of the parents are here tonight, but the parents and grandparents who can't make it out tonight, streaming video is just a fabulous way to be able to have that happen. Brady Smith being introduced for USJ.
USJ wearing their red jerseys.
Yes, Mills Terry. He's the sophomore at forward. Owen Stonecipher. He's another tough one, the senior forward. And Raleigh Seals, who's a senior. And now here's JCS. Aiden Shaw, the junior guard. Jaden Irvin. Aiden and Jaden. Senior wing player. Jaden Irvin is. DJ Traylor, a senior who also goes at the wing guard. Ridgely Reagan, he's a junior at forward. And Jalen Mosley, he's a sophomore forward. Kyle Teichman's Eagles. And this is going to be loud here tonight, folks, because both of these team student sections, they are in full force. And Alexander, I think we're going to be hearing them quite vocally tonight.
Absolutely. We heard them in the girls' game, and this place has only gotten more full for the boys' game. It's going to be one to remember here in Jackson, Tennessee.
And there aren't many of them that you forget when you're here. So here we go. Let's see who's going to jump it. And it appears it's going to be Jalen Mosley. And he is going to jump it with Mills Terry. And ladies and gentlemen, they're going to give you one more bounce on this one and let the games begin. And it's the Eagles, the home guys, who come up with the first possession. Now let's look at this man-to-man defense that's being employed by USJ. There's going to be a lot of rotation in this offense. And a key thing, dictating tempo, dangerous cross-court pass. And offensive foul. Just too much as far as, and count that as a turnover as well, just too much momentum on the part of Ridgely Reagan. So the Bruins get an opportunity to capitalize and perhaps get first blood.
Good job by Stonecipher there to plant his feet and draw that charge.
That's a key thing that a lot of people forget. You got to have those feet planted, almost stolen, and they scramble for it. And it's going to go back to the Bruins.
You can already see the energy in this ball game, especially there from Irwin. Not afraid to put his body on the line to try to get the turnover.
That's exactly right. Look at the battle going on in the post. It is huge down under. And again, quick reflexes on the defense by DJ Traylor. This, again, is the difference between high school and college basketball. Without that shot clock, they would have been a lot more urgent to get a shot off. We got 7 minutes remaining in this first quarter of play. Both teams seemingly trying to feel each other's out.
You can see a lot of defensive energy from the Eagles. They've already poked a couple away, and the Bruins just trying to figure out what they can get to work here on offense.
They're working around the perimeter because they haven't been able to get a good look underneath. And trying a little bit of dribble drive penetration, but they can't get it in closer to the basket.
Mills Terry took time to reset the offense. And
they're going to call traveling. Dragged his foot, and part of that was double teaming defense. So we have seen some really interesting defensive situations in the early going here. Each team committing one turnover. In case you just joined us, we're live from Jackson Christian School with Bruin basketball tonight. And the little one-hand floater does not go for Mosley. Bruins slow it down once again, and Jeff Jones is calling for a rotation in that offense.
We've gone several minutes already without any score.
Had an open look at a three, and he didn't get the Plinko drop.
And if that shot looked familiar, that's Driver, which if you're watching the girls' game, she had 3 of those.
And they give it up. So we've gone 2.5 minutes, and nobody has put anything on the board. And driving right through everybody, traveling is called on Aiden Shaw.
You almost wondered how he got there so quickly, and then you realized he wasn't dribbling.
As Ricky Nelson used to sing, I'm a traveling man. I spent a lot of time all over the world. That's what he did on that play.
It took one whole ball game before you sang, but I knew it was coming at some point.
Big three, not there. And on the rebound, Jalen Mosley.
Now
again, tempo is so slow right now.
It is, and this is one of the most intense ball games that's 0-0 I've ever seen. Mills pushing it up.
And goes in. It's an offensive foul, so it doesn't count, and you can tell Mills Terry is extremely frustrated with himself.
And half of the fans jumped up on that one. They did not like that call.
So we've gone more than 3 minutes, and nobody has scored.
Now, would you look at this over in the student section for Jackson Christian? Looks like they brought ESPN into the house.
At least they want everybody to think that.
The thing is, they've got suits and no headsets. So
yeah, there's a. I guess we could say there are sideline reporters tonight.
I would just say, don't flip the channel. Stick it on us if you're trying to watch this ball game.
I don't think you're going to find it anywhere else. And look at that triangle and 2 there, in which they just completely hemmed up Aiden Shaw. They've been 30 seconds on this possession and have not been able to get anybody open. Fall away jumper. We have finally got a score. Aiden Shaw.
Shaw getting it done. A great fadeaway. He fell to the floor, but able to secure that one.
Terry.
Good give. Oh, my
What
goodness.
a block by Houston Brasfield. I mean, that's like he was trying to hammer nails.
They gave him the foul.
He's charged with a foul, but whoa. And so that will send to the free throw line Owen Stonecipher, and he connects.
Committing the foul was
Gage Boykin, not Stone. Forgive me, folks. I'm looking on the wrong side of my coin here, but Stonecipher connects with the 2 free throws.
That's clutch right there, making good use of that attempt at the charity stripe.
We're halfway through the first quarter, and folks, the score is right. It's 2-2.
Good find there.
Well, that's exactly what you want to try to do, is just get it to the inside as often as you possibly can.
Shaw with the great assist on that one.
Bruins taking their time. You can see Coach Teichman adding his signals to his defense. And again, just slow tempo on it. Trying to get somebody open in the backcourt, and they finally draw a foul. And that's going to be sort of a bump foul on Aiden Shaw. So to toss it in is going to be Raleigh Seals. And Terry working one-on-one against Traylor. Chance of defense coming up from the home crowd. And that one was just forced. And the follow is not there, off the back of the iron. And let's see if Shaw takes it all the way. He does and can't deliver.
Bruins trying to tie this one up. They're only down 2. It's been kind of a slow game as far as the scoring is concerned.
That follow is not there, and the rebound to Shaw. This may be one of the lowest scoring high school quarters that I have ever seen. I called one many years ago that was 8-2 at the end of the quarter.
We might be putting up a competition for that one here today. 4-2 the score right now, and a couple baskets have been turned over by travel calls or charge calls.
And we're under 2 minutes in the first quarter. Going for the bomb. It is getting that friendly roll. The big bounce on the part of Aiden Shaw. It's a 7-2 lead for the Eagles.
Shaw's got 5, a big assist as well, so he's played a part in every single point so far for the Eagles.
Bruins trying to make it a doubleheader sweep, and losing control of it was Miles Terry, but it was knocked away by DJ Traylor. So it'll be Bruins basketball with 98 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
The senior Davis Sane checking in there, number 23.
And once again, bringing it way out front. They're spreading the offense out. And on the inside, nice floater, but it doesn't go. Good head fake. And finally delivering. Davis Sane coming into the game.
And great rebound there from Sane. He read it perfectly and was able to get the second chance opportunity and brings it home.
And when you're down low like that, a lot of times what you have to do is either fake the pass or give him the head fake, and he did that at the end. Big bomb. Air ball. And you can hear that exact chant coming up from the USJ fans.
That one was far from the mark, Steve. The second he let go of it, something was off with it. You could tell it was way to the right.
Again, keeping the tempo slow. Under a minute. And forcing it, had it blocked. And the second one was short. Miles Terry doing everything he could, but he had about 4 hands in his face.
The Bruins struggling to find any momentum on offense. The couple baskets that they've got have been almost flukes. They can't get anybody open. Great defense from the Eagles.
Terry again on the outside. Traylor is trailing him. Under a half minute to go.
Isn't that what trailers do? They trail the car?
That's exactly right. What a block by Jalen Mosley. That wasn't just a block. That was a total rejection.
And we have seen this intense defensive energy from the Eagles, and that bodes well for a team.
But yet, the Bruins are only down by 3. So let's see how Coach Jones plays it. Open for the floater. Yes!
Stone Cipher with 2 more. He's got 4 now.
A 7-6 game. And a collision and the offensive foul. And you can hear both the cheers and the boos.
It is loud in here, Steve, and Stone Cipher getting it done on both sides. Gets it up for the layup, then he gets the offensive foul there. Great job from him.
That's the second foul on Aiden Shaw in the first quarter alone.
They've got to get this one up.
Oh, my goodness. That would have been a Sports Center highlight for Brady Smith, but he could not get it to fall. It just bounded out. That iron was absolutely cruel in that case. So we're at the end of the first quarter. It's not exactly what you'd call a big offensive game, but the Bruins have closed it within 1. They're trailing 7-6. Back with more after this.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Seven and 6, JCS leading USJ. But Alexander, it has been what you would consider to be a defensive struggle all the way for both teams.
Absolutely, and no one's been able to score. The defense have done a good job of holding down the fort. It's just a one-point ball game. Neither team was able to score double digits there in that first quarter. But we've seen a lot of energy in this one.
Aiden Shaw with 5 points and Owen Stonecipher with 4. For USJ, they're your leaders. But this is one of those that you just keep wondering, is somebody going to pick up the tempo here? And again, a lot of rotation all over the court on this offense by USJ. And they've got a chance actually to take the lead. They fell down 7-2. And tipped away. Trailer slapped it away from Brady Smith.
We've seen a lot of that from the Eagles. A lot of blocks, a lot of tips out of bounds. But it really hasn't changed the score of the ball game too much.
Going to take it down the middle and overshooting it. And the rebound demanded by Jaden Irvin. And again, that's going to be a foul charge to Davis Sane. That's his first.
Great job by Terry there.
Terry was just right where he needed to be and to intercept that one, and so that is turnover number 5 for the Eagles. Open for the 3. No, too much on it. So here come the Eagles back on the attack. Jaden Irvin coming down with his second rebound of the contest. By this point in time, in most games, you'll see both teams already in the double digits, and we're not anywhere close to that. Way out front is Mason Vaughn.
If you like defense, this is the game for you. We've seen a lot of good defense, but the offense has been subpar at best.
And again, taking their time, working it around the perimeter, and then they go inside. Just a lot of quick passes and open for the 3, and it's an air ball.
Another big rebound for Stonecipher.
And he's picked up 3 so far.
Sane drives in.
And loses it. There's just not consistency in this one, and that one's too high off the glass, and it's a late foul called.
Looks like the foul must have been off the ball because they're calling it down at the baseline.
So it's not a shooting foul, so it'll be and there you go. That's our first 3 of the contest. Actually, the second 3. Aiden Shaw had one earlier. Trailer with his first points of the game. And that was our first points of the entire second quarter. And the jumper. A little bit of a fall away there for Brady Smith.
That is beautiful from Smith right there. The spin move, that beautiful shot there. Can't beat that.
Playing a little bit of a half-court trap on defense. And that one was too high. So the turnover. Vaughn there's no way he was going to get to that. That's the 6th turnover for the Eagles. So once again, an opportunity to either tie or take the lead for the Bruins.
The Bruins have not led this ball game yet. Looking for the first lead here.
I think they'd be happy to tie it right now. Turnaround goes through for Driver.
Man, driver saw what Smith did on that last one and said, I can do that too. Did the same thing.
So getting a little bit more energy in the offense, and again, that half-court trap is creating problems as we just saw it right there, another turnover.
And the energy is shifting USJ's way.
So let's see how Coach Jones plays this one as the Bruins go for their first lead of the contest. 4:40 to go in the first half. And again, a lot of movement on offense, trying to get those screens going. And underneath, it is a foul. Yeah, I knew the minute that he blew that whistle it was going to be a defensive foul. And it is charged to Gage Boykin.
You could tell he was still moving. Neither one of his feet were planted. I think they were both in the air on that one.
Exactly. That's the second foul on Boykin. And checking out of the ball game for the Bruins is Davis Sane. He'll come out for a bit of a rest. And it's Driver to toss it in. And it goes right into the hands of the Eagles. That's turnover number 3 for the Bruins.
Bruins doing a good job of holding on to the ball. They've only got 3 turnovers versus the 7 for the Eagles.
It was open for 3, and he went inside for the 2. Shaw with 7, and timeout called by USJ. So we got 4:06 remaining in the first half, and it is the Eagles leading the Bruins 12-10. More after this.
The name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Well, Alexander, I'm glad you parked at Union University to get over here because we're having an announcement here in the gym of a gentleman whose car is about to be towed.
I'm telling you, Steve, that parking lot was full when I got here at 5:30, and I can't believe what it's like now.
Well, we got a full house tonight here, and they have been loud.
This is one of those games every year that you don't miss. You're playing the team from across town, and it's just natural that you don't like them, and you want to be here to see your team beat them.
And again, trying the baseline and quickly double-teamed was Brady Smith. And losing it was Spencer. And this is going to be a down the stretch, but he did not deliver it, and that was actually a smart, hard foul. Aiden Shaw was there, but he got clobbered.
You'll take that foul every time from Spencer. Make them earn it at the charity stripe.
Exactly. So Shaw on the line for a couple and misses the first. And you're exactly right, Alexander, because he couldn't deliver on that first one.
Now the worst is when you commit the foul on purpose, but you still give up the bucket. And did a good job. Neither one of them will fall.
Missed them both, and Spencer comes down with the rebound.
Now Spencer won on that one. Able to come back, get the foul, prevent the bucket, and get the rebound off that second miss.
And if you ever wonder why a hard foul is really a smart move in a case like this, that you just saw evidence of it. And that's going to be traveling.
It was a little bit of a late call, but I thought he was going to call it sooner. He did that little jump step after he picked up the ball, and that's a travel.
And it was almost like shuffling the feet, which, of course, that is a no-no. So once again, Bruins lose an opportunity, and that's a foul, and it is going back in the other direction.
They called it a travel.
Called a travel on that.
Really interesting call on that one.
So that is turnover number 8 for the Eagles. This is the 5th opportunity that the Bruins have had to try to tie this game. And again, outside, it's Smith. Smith and Spencer trying to get open for a potential 3. But again, they're taking their time. This is a very deliberate offense. About 2.5 remaining in the first half. And going for the big one. Off the mark. Too far right for Spencer.
Did a great job with the ball movement there. The point of continuing to move the ball is to find a good open shot, and they did. Just unfortunately wasn't able to get it to fall.
So again, advantage Eagles from that situation. They're trying to go with the big lob underneath, and they were hoping for the stuff. But Jalen Mosley, it was just too far out of his range, and that was actually excellent goal line defense on the part of the Bruins. They wanted to get that into Jalen Mosley very badly. All right, 6th opportunity to try to tie this game for the Bruins.
I understand wanting to have the big highlight play like that, but you're only up 2. Why not find a better shot and make sure it gets home?
And there you go. The floater hangs up on the top of the lip. And quickly down the floor and sliding. Oh, my goodness. Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Look at Driver playing defense there. Knowing to switch to the man with the ball. He gets there, stops, and just stands still. Makes him make a mistake.
Irvin probably would have been able to hit the shot, but that foot just slid without any dribble penetration to it. That's traveling every time. Okay, 7th chance for them to try. We got less than a minute and a half to go in the first half of play. I know they've got to be frustrated this many times down the floor not having the ball to drop for them. And a steal. This is going to be a 2-on-1 situation. And underneath, and again, that was an over the back. It is not, the second follow-up basket is not counting.
The piggyback foul there. Jumped on his back and able to prevent the basket, so you'll take that foul.
That's the first foul on Brady Smith. Jalen Mosley at the line trying to convert for his first points of the game and off the back of the iron. This may prove to be another good hard foul. Or as my man Alexander calls it, the piggyback foul. And missed them both. That's twice that has happened.
That is something that coaches hate to see. They're going to be eaten alive next practice, probably taking shots from the free throw line.
And going off of the hands on that bounce pass of Ridgely Reagan, and so that is the 11th turnover for the Eagles.
Now, Steve, if I gave you a live look at the energy in this room and I had you guess the score, you would probably never say it's 12-10 nearing the end of the second quarter.
No, you'd have probably said it was 40-38 right now, and that they'd been up and down the floor hitting baskets all over. And they go to the corner for the 3. No, air ball. And they're just going to let that one coast aside. So we are just a shade less than 34 seconds remaining. And this Bruins team has had 8 opportunities to tie or take the lead in the game, and they haven't been able to convert. And it looks like they're going to play for the final shot of the half, unless they get an open look early. Well, no, they just went ahead with it, and it's the big bomb 3 for Mason Vaughn.
That really came out of nowhere.
That hurts if you are a Bruin fan because, let me tell you, they've had their chances. They got to hurry, and he's going to have a desperation, and it's way too high. They just weren't concentrating on the clock. So we go to the locker room, and as I say, this has not exactly been an offensive clinic in the first half. 15-10 is our score. It was 7-6 USJ at the end of the first quarter, and they managed to outscore JCS 8-4 here in the second to make it a 15-10 game. This is really one of those old school type of games that I remember way back when I was in high school, where it was just a gutted out, grungy type of game, you might say.
Now, in the modern game of basketball, we don't see this a lot, but it is refreshing to see good defense played in basketball. And, yeah, the offense isn't really there. Yeah, we don't see a lot of points up on the scoreboard, but this is a good ball game, and I would watch this any day of the week.
Well, Again, it is the Eagles 15, the Bruins 10, but we've got another 16 minutes of action to go. And so before we do that, let's take ourselves about a 4-minute break and let you have some messages of importance from all of our good folks who sponsor Bruin basketball.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way, peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
This is how we Friday night. How do you Friday night?
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
No matter how you Friday night, you always win at Kaufman's.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson. Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. If you live in West Tennessee, you have a need for the services we offer. We treat for all types of pests, including bed bugs, brown recluse spiders, and other hard-to-treat pests. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to encapsulate a crawl space. Give us a call to hear how to achieve the same thing and save thousands. Southeastern Termite and Pest Control can handle all of your termite and pest control needs, wood fungus and moisture barriers, real estate closing letters, and so much more. Southeastern, 731-660-1052.
Tired of being seen and not heard? At Lifestyle Vision, we believe in patient-centered quality eye care for West Tennessee, which is why we are locally owned and operated. Come see us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or schedule an appointment anytime online. Lifestyle Vision, where compassion meets commitment.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Go by and tell all of our fine sponsors. Visit them, email them, whatever you have to do, and tell them how much you appreciate Bruin basketball being here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios. Executive producer Paul Schultze. Steve Beverly with Alexander Bitterling here at halftime. The guys game between USJ and JCS. It's a 15-10 game. There's not a lot of huge offensive statistics in this one. The Eagles lead it here at the halftime. In case you were late joining us, the girls of USJ had a dominant first quarter and last quarter and coasted to a 45-26 victory over Jackson Christian. So, Alexander, with what numbers you have, let's have the totals here for our teams at halftime.
Absolutely, Steve, and I think we could run down these stats in about 15 seconds if we wanted to, but the score right now is 15-10. Jackson Christian does lead it, but it's a small lead, and if we're looking at what Jackson Christian has done, we've seen 3 points from Traylor, 2 points from White, 3 from Vaughn, and then Sean is the one that's getting it done right now. Aiden Shaw, he's got 7 points of his own, a big assist as well. So he's leading the ball game in scoring, 7 out of the 15 for the Eagles. And then on the USJ side of things, they've scored 10 points. 2 of those came from Driver, 2 came from Brady Smith, and both of those phenomenal spinning drives with a little pull-up jumper. 2 points from Stone Cipher, and then 4 points from Stone Cipher and 2 from Sane. So 10 points for the Bruins, and both teams looking to add to those stats for sure.
11 turnovers by the Eagles, but it did not really make a huge difference because out of 8 times up and down the floor, an opportunity to try to tie or take the lead, the Bruins just could not make a shot fall. It was one of those nightmare second quarters from that standpoint. And for USJ, they've only committed in the game 4 turnovers. The rebounding situation is rather curious because I look down my totals here, and USJ has an 11-7 edge off the glass. But again, they haven't been able to convert. The foul situation right now, Aiden Shaw with 2 for the Eagles and Gage Boykin with 2. Nobody has more than 1 for USJ. So fouls are not a problem really for either team at this point. But the big key is, well, from your standpoint, what do you think really is the key for the Bruins to be able to unlock what has been a very sluggish first half?
Well, I think what's obvious is they've got to score more, right? They put up 10. They only put up 4 points in that second quarter, and you talked about they're winning the rebound battle, doing phenomenal, limiting the turnovers, but they just can't find good shots. And when they find them, they can't get them to fall, and sometimes that's just a mental thing, right? As a shooter needs to get one to fall, and then they kind of unlock that. So you just got to hope that they get a quick bucket here, a couple quick ones maybe to start out the quarter and really awaken that offense because they're really asleep right now.
You sounded like just a bit like your former compadre on Union University basketball, Jackson Milner. I'll never forget the game that was coming down to the wire. And all of a sudden you said, what do the Bulldogs need to do more of? And you asked that of Jackson, and he said, they need to score faster. They need to jump higher. That was one of the most dynamic pieces of analysis I have ever heard. Oh, my goodness. And for those of you who are part of our Worthy Road Studios network, we'll have Union University basketball tomorrow afternoon, and tip time will be 2 o'clock, but our air time will be 1:45, and we'll have it on the Union University network at uuathletics.com. It'll be locally in Jackson on E+ TV6 and EPlusTV6.com. So take your pick. We'd love to have you join us for that as well. But tonight, we're about 25 seconds away from getting that second half started as Jason Shelton, the athletic director here, old friend of mine, gets those basketballs off the court. And we'll see how much the crowd – it's been hard for the crowd to get into this, Alexander, with this low score.
They are ready to get into it, Steve. They're chomping at the bit. If there's any sort of call they want to contest, if there's maybe a point here and there, they're going to cheer that on. But they want to see a tough basketball game here tonight. They're hoping this second half's a lot different for both teams.
Well, the Eagles will have alternate possession and a chance to make this a 3-possession lead as we open the second half. Glad to have you aboard live on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network. And they go inside, and that fall gave a wide-open opportunity for Jalen Mosley's first basket of the game.
Steve, I thought the World Cup was over. I thought wasn't going to see any more flops, but man, that right there, somebody's been watching too much soccer or NBA.
Well, you know, you could see either way, the way that goes. And they're trying to see if they can get somebody open in the post, and they cannot because they are double teaming inside. And the floater is off the back of the iron. And send it back to the Eagles. Oh, that's frustrating when you had a good look at it and you put up that floater and it goes off the back of the iron, which was quite unkind. All right, they're still playing that half-court trap. And Mosley may try to take this all himself. Instead, kicks it back outside. Shaw between two defenders and gets it. Well, we're getting a little bit more offensive direction here, except I know for the Bruins fans, they want to see it happen more for the guys in red. 19-10, that's the largest lead of the contest now for JCS.
And whatever they talked about in the locker room is really working out for them right now. Only team to score here in the second half, and they look pretty good on the offensive side of things.
Jeff Jones is calling for more rotation down under. Big long three is there. And Mills Terry comes up with his first 3 points of the game, and they needed it. A 19-13 game, and that was the first basket for USJ in the last 5 minutes of this contest.
They were starving for a bucket, and he cooked up that three there, Steve, and that's what I'm saying. A shooter like that gets one of those shots to fall, and it can really turn the tides for them.
And make the momentum go. Emotionally, it lifts the team to see that happen. Under 6 minutes in the third quarter. And kicked outside. Nice job of defense as they triple teamed on the inside. That's the 12th turnover now for the Eagles.
He tried to drive right into the Red Sea, and he got met by three guys, and nothing he can do about that.
And unfortunately, Brady Smith's pass goes astray, and they lose it right back. That would have been a huge opportunity again for them to slice this lead. Taking his time again is Aiden Shaw. He's got 9 in the game. He's the leader. Reagan trying to avoid having his feet slide there at the top of the key. They're doing a good job of double teaming Shaw. And they bring it back out front as we get to the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. I don't believe either team is going to get to 40 in this game tonight.
We would have to see a momentum shift for sure because we're at 21 points with just 5 left in the third.
Mosley powered that one home, and he is finally awakened offensively. He's got 2 baskets here. It's a 21-13 game. Terry trying to work one-on-one and travels. Yep, the foot slid, and that was one of those things he probably needed to pass it a lot faster than that. And that is turnover number 7 for the Bruins. And again, with an 8-point lead and no shot clock in high school basketball, you can pretty well shave time off the clock and not have to be in any big hurry. But they left it wide open from the corner. And DJ Traylor with his second 3 of the game, and timeout called by Jeff Jones. He says, I've seen enough. So we've got 4:02 remaining in the third quarter. It's the largest lead yet for JCS, 24-13. Back with more in a moment.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
I'll second that motion. Bob Arrington and Charles Rahm, the fine folks at Arrington Funeral Directors, they are professionals from the word go. And I've had the opportunity to use their services, and we appreciate them in this community and appreciate them sponsoring us here. Shot for the 3 goes astray, but they get the offensive board. And the turnaround bank shot is there for Davis Sane. He was not going to be denied.
5 points for the Bruins in this quarter, Steve. 9 for the Eagles. Eagles only had 7 in the first, 8 in the second. They've got 9 already here in the third.
And that was a little bit out of control on the dribble for Shaw. So the Bruins quickly down the floor, and it's the offensive foul.
Sane tried to get rid of it there, so he didn't commit a charge, but he still drew the foul there on that one, even though he got the ball out of his hand.
That's his second foul of the game, and unfortunately, that is turnover number 8 for the Bruins. And the frustrating thing I know for them is here they are, and it looked like they were beginning to climb the ladder back, and then you give one up off the turnover. And again, Shaw is a ball-handling whiz. And you saw evidence of it right there.
He got that jump step. He's now at 11 points, but he got that step, and you knew he was going to drive that one home.
He got 11 of their 26 points. Chance of defense coming up from the home crowd. And trying to drive the inside. And nice little bank shot there. That's a Bank of Jackson shot for Mills Terry.
Great job from Terry. He's got 5 points in this quarter. That's just a good move.
Softly off the glass. That's how you don't have to kill it when you put it off the glass. Just put it up softly and they'll likely fall. And what USJ needs are a couple of stops. And timeout is called. They were in all kinds of trouble, so 2:17 remaining. It's still a 9-point lead for the Eagles. We'll have more coming up in a moment.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
I was just at the Blacksmith last Friday, and I must tell you, it was some good. You were there, too, because you were across the table from me.
I was there, and, man, it was good. That was my first time going for lunch, and I would recommend it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And we thank them for sponsoring Bruin basketball. Big long bomb 3 is air ball, and they're going to let that one go. Gage Boykin thought he had the range, but he had too many Wheaties for breakfast this morning, and it went awry, as they should say. All right, this is the time that all you Bruin fans want to try to give some good vibes in there to see that they can get some points. They're going to try to lob it high on the inside. And the foul.
Terry was looking to draw the foul first and worry about the bucket second, which, if he makes these two from the charity stripe, will be a good strategy.
Well, again, you don't have to get it all at once. Granted, we only have 1:49 remaining in the third quarter, but they've got a full 8 minutes after that. The key is just chip away at it. And short.
This game might be won by about 36 points.
All right, we'll see how close you come to that at the end. I said I don't think anybody's going to get to 40. In and out. And smothering the rebound is DJ Traylor. So they dodge another one, and high up. A smart move on the part of Aiden Shaw. He knew that shot probably was not going to go in, but that he was going to get fouled.
Shaw is just taking over this game all by himself. He's got 11 points, chance for 2 more here, and he looks really dominant, especially on offense.
That's the 4th foul on Davis Sane. And missing that second one.
And that's a foul there that almost hurts the Bruins. They had a little bit of a breakaway, fast break, and since they're fouled, they're going to have to take it out below the basket.
And that's the third foul on Boykin. So let's see how Coach Jones plays this one as they back off of any kind of all-court pressure. Minute and a half to go. Third quarter. One of the lowest scoring games of the entire season for either team. And again, intense pressure being applied by Zane White. Getting down to the 1 minute mark. And the jumper is there. Stonecipher hits it again. That gives him 6.
Bruins doing a good job of being patient there. They're not panicking because they're down. They were down 10 a moment ago. Now they're just down 8. But not panicking, finding a smart pass, and finding a good shot.
Back in the corner with Shaw. And he falls away, has it blocked.
Big block there by Brady Smith.
That's huge because they can play it for this final shot, and if they can navigate it, they could close this thing down to 5 or 6. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're going to try to play it for the final shot of the third and maybe have some momentum going into the fourth quarter. Terry taking his time. Now he's telling him, move it up court. You can see Jones down at the bottom of the screen. Now, they only have 8 seconds. Somebody's got to move. And going for the long one. No. Nope, it's too late. Did they give it to him is the question. I think that was after the horn. Yeah, they did give it to him.
Counting it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we have a game now, and they're going to have a discussion about it, but we got 8 more minutes to go. We're down to a 6-point margin. 27-21. The Eagles still lead. Back with more USJ basketball after this.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. If you live in West Tennessee, you have a need for the services we offer. We treat for all types of pests, including bed bugs, round recluse spiders, and other hard-to-treat pests. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to encapsulate a crawl space. Give us a call to hear how to achieve the same thing and save thousands. Southeastern Termite and Pest Control can handle all of your termite and pest control needs, wood fungus and moisture barriers, real estate closing letters, and so much more. Southeastern, 731-660-1052.
Fourth quarter action now. Bruins on the march. They've closed it to within 6. And open on the inside. We got a 4-point game as Stonecipher connects.
What a find there by Terry, too. You've got to give him that big assist. He saw him, and he got the ball right to him.
That was a big one at the end of the third quarter that Brady Smith connected on the follow-up.
Steve, we're looking at a 2-possession ball game. This one's getting close again.
Now this is Shaw. He's the game leader with 11. You can feel a little bit more emotion on the defensive side of things for USJ. And there was nowhere for Shaw to go. And that one was, I was thinking if they didn't call traveling on that, somebody didn't count steps.
I saw a couple fans up here were about ready to run down, grab that whistle, and blow it themselves. That one was an obvious call for sure.
Yeah, that was almost like you're dancing with the stars on that one. 6:45 to go. Bruins making their move. Now, can they continue the momentum? And a whistle away from the ball and timeout called by Jeff Jones. Well, we got us a good one here, so let's take a break and we'll come back and resume it with 6:39 remaining.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Well, think about this, Alexander. Patience is so important when you're trying to climb the ladder, not getting too frustrated with yourself, and it appears some of that is beginning to pay off for the Bruins.
Absolutely. The Bruins look like a mature basketball team right now. They got down in double digits, but they didn't panic. They've been eating away at that deficit, and now they've got a chance to bring this within 1 point here on this possession.
Well, the key thing is they don't have to have a three. They can continue to just chip away, slice at it, one possession at a time. And we've seen them make fewer mistakes in their last few possessions. So Driver will attempt to drive it up the floor. And he's working against Shaw. Tough defender. And in the corner, Stonecipher once again.
That connection from Terry to Stonecipher has been open all quarter long, and they're getting it done.
They found an opening in the defense of the Eagles, and they have closed it to within 2. And we got 6 minutes remaining. Eagles again slow the tempo. Chance of defense loudly coming from the Bruin faithful. Ridgely Reagan trying to find somebody to get open. Again, slow possession on the part of the Eagles. They've clinged to that 2-point lead and almost knocked away. And the foul, backside foul, is going to be charged to Davis Sane, and that's going to be it for him. He can't believe it, but that will end his night.
I personally didn't see a lot of contact. Maybe from this perspective it wasn't as good as on the floor, but I'm not sure that justifies calling that 5th foul.
So that one's going to hurt, and I can tell you Jeff Jones is not happy with the official about that. He gets the first of the 2 free throws to send it back to a 3-point lead, and they're going to bring back in Raleigh Seals. Sane leaves with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Mosley tonight is 1 out of 3 from the free throw line. Gets them both. Clutch to make it back to a 4-point margin.
Mosley now with 6 points of his own, and he had that monster block back in the first quarter.
And that was a huge one. Fall-away jumper is not there. A little bit off balance for Driver. So once again, they can take their time, that 4-point lead. They have not surrendered the lead in this game. A lot of energy is coming from the USJ student section. And once again, Mason Vaughn taking his time as they sliced it down under 5 minutes.
This one's becoming a nail-biter, Steve. We've got 4:40 left to play. It's just a 2-possession ball game.
And not a lot of fouls have been called in this game. In fact, looking at my sheet, I think we've only had 14 between the two teams. There's Vaughn, and he kicks it back out again to Reagan. At some point, USJ is going to have to make a gamble to try to get a steal. Shaw with that switch hand dribble and the foul. That fall-away 3 goes and the foul.
Shaw is absolutely dominant today, Steve. They don't have an answer for him. Even when you foul him and push him to the ground, he's still going to make the shot.
That's the first foul on Owen Stonecipher. A 4-point play, and boy, that hurts for all of the USJ fans. They had it to within 2. It's a 6-0 run on the part of JCS. Under 4 minutes to go. Turnaround jumper, too strong. Rebound coming off to Mosley, and it looks as though the Bruins have somewhat become rattled again.
Now the Eagles going to try and eat as much of this clock. They've got an 8-point lead, and they're content just to dribble it out here at the logo if they have to.
That one's too strong, and the foul. And the foul is charged to Stonecipher. That's his second, and you just sense that the JCS student section, they're beginning to smell it right now. 33-25. The seconds tick tenuously away, and the foul.
Shaw's just forcing it right now on the offensive side of things, and he keeps getting sent to the line, and he's been clutch from the line, 2 for 5. So a little bit of a struggle from the line today, but 2 more opportunities here.
Mills Terry thought that he had position, but the official says no, and Shaw once again, he's been the heartbreaker for USJ here down the stretch.
19 points now for Shaw. He's looking at that 20 mark.
And now back to the largest lead at 35-25. Big three, short, but they get the offensive board. And that's what you call commanding presence underneath by Raleigh Seals to get his first basket of the game. So it's 35-27, just a shade more than 3 minutes to go. Back to see if the Bruins can rally right after this.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag, filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
Well, back we are, 3:01 remaining, and it was 27-25, and now it is an 8-2 run on the part of the Eagles. And Alexander, this is one of those situations that you look at, and the way they have controlled tempo in this game, it is going to be, it's not impossible, but it's a big ladder to climb for the Bruins.
Absolutely, and what the Bruins are going to have to do is get a quick stop. You can't commit any fouls here, but get a good stop, go down here, get a quick bucket, and then you're back in this one. It'll be 2 possession after that.
They're going to press, and now they back out of it.
They were just hoping there for an easy turnover that could turn into an easy layup.
They're not built to be an intense all-court press team, but what you hope to do is maybe on the throw-in to create problems. Now they're going to double-team the ball and a foul. Nope, timeout, not a foul. Timeout is called by Coach Teichman with 2:42 remaining, so we'll take another break. It's an 8-point lead for the Eagles over the Bruins.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Well, Alexander, 2:42 remaining, and something really has to happen with what we have right now as a 3-possession game. Something has to happen probably in the next 15 seconds for the Bruins.
Yeah, something's got to change quickly because like we've talked about all night long, in high school they can do what they're doing right here. Dribble time off with no worry about a time clock or anything like that.
And Shaw is going to be in no hurry, but he draws the foul. And that is going to be on Stonecipher, his third.
The Bruins did not have a foul to give, but sometimes you'll trade the foul and try to get them to earn it here to get the ball back.
So far in the game tonight, Shaw is 3 for 6 from the line, make it 3 for 7. Bruins still have life on that rebound by Terry. And the big bomb, it's there. Brady Smith with a clutch 3 to make it a 5-point game.
And what you've got to love about Brady is he makes a big 3 like that, and immediately he goes to the baseline for defense.
Double teaming, that's your risk, is that you're going to commit the foul, and that's going to send Ridgely Reagan to the line, the junior. That's Mills Terry's third foul. But once again, you're right, Alexander. If they can hold him to just 1 out of these 2 free throws, then you'll take a 2 for 1 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Got it right through the heart, though. And that's Reagan's first point of the game.
If he doesn't make this one, it's a 2-possession game. Now, they'd need to be 3s, which is, of course, a tough call. But if he makes this one, it's a 3-possession game.
Right through the heart. That's clutch.
Absolutely clutch. And with some players, you get one opportunity to be clutch, and Ridley gets it done there. That's a huge difference in this ball game.
2 minutes remaining. They're going to have a sense of urgency with this because you just can't take 20 and 30-second possessions. They lob it underneath, and they get it. Terry with 2 defenders in his face. That's 7 for Mills.
Big bucket there from Terry, and it's a miracle he wasn't fouled on that one.
And once again, you got to think about, are you going? No. They're scrambling for it. And is the foul going to be charged? And it indeed is.
On Stonecipher.
And that's his 4th. Well, they were on top of it, and it looked as though they might come away with the steal, but they didn't, and that sends Jaden Irvin to the line for the first time tonight. He's a senior, and we'll watch it with you. Got it. Boy, this has been clutch free throw shooting, Alexander.
It absolutely has. Here in the fourth quarter, the Eagles have missed 1 free throw. They've shot 9. 8 for 9, you'll take that all day long.
Short. All right, 6-point differential. There's still time. And he forced it. He was just trying too quick, but they were on the line, so the Bruins get it back.
That is like Christmas morning. They get a present on that one.
Yeah, it's one of those things that Terry was just so anxious to try to get that basket to fall. 1:15. Again, they can't take a lot of time on the possession. Fall away. No, it was blocked. He get it back. And it's there, and the foul.
Absolutely clutch from Brady Smith, and he got excited, and the fans are riled up here. Jackson Christian fans completely silent right now.
This could be a 1-possession game if Brady hits this one. He's got 9 on the night. We'll watch it with you. No. It's not over yet, though, folks. There's still time for the Bruins.
You get a turnover here in a quick bucket, this could be a different ball game.
Either a turnover or committing a foul. They're spreading them out so they can get these passes.
You've got to commit the foul here. You let too much run off the clock already.
Yeah, I think you got a foul.
They're trying to, if they can get the call.
Almost stolen, but the foul. So that is going to send Ridgely Reagan to the free throw line, and he's hit the only 2 that he's had.
Eagles shooting 80%, 8 for 10 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter.
4th foul on Mills Terry. 40 seconds remain. Here we go. Right down the middle. Reagan had not scored until his 2 trips to the free throw line tonight, and they have been clutch. Short. That was a big one. Now, the Eagles still have to make up the Bruins still have to make up 2 possessions, and they're going to come up and try to give them some all-court pressure.
Now, what the Eagles want to do here is make them run as much time off the clock and don't foul.
Boy, look at that intense defense by Reagan. Oh, going to the ground. We're down to 23 seconds.
They've got to put it up.
The jumper is short, and that probably does it. Going to the deck hard was Urban. And that's going to do it for Stonecipher. That's his 5th.
You make one of these here, it's a 6-point ball game. You make 2, it's a 7-point ball game, and almost completely out of reach. It would take a miracle at this point.
Yeah, if he gets both of them, it's game, set, and match. And so Reagan, who has been money in the bank at the free throw line until that last shot he just took. And you can see the smiles on the faces of some of the Eagles because they believe they have this one with 15.8 seconds remaining. Not there. There's still life for the Bruins, but you'd have to get it all the way down and probably try for a 3. The odds are against it. Well, he missed them both, but they got the offensive board.
That's one of those where you almost wanted to miss it on purpose to run the time off.
And they're going to send Reagan back to the free throw line. And with 9.6 seconds remaining, he may make my prediction incorrect and make this somebody scoring 40 points in this game.
Maybe right on the money with the 40 if he makes 1 out of the 2. And he's taken 8 free throws here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah. Off the mark.
He was really clutch with the first 3 he took. Since then, he's missed 6.
But it would be a near miracle for the Bruins to come back and take this one. 40-34. They'd have to have 2 threes. And you got to know, we're going to keep it right here. You got to know that they are going to apply inbounds pressure with them coming in because they don't want to have him somehow wound up with a cheap 3 coming down the floor.
Absolutely, and honestly at this point, if you're the Eagles, you don't mind committing a foul because you'll be able to run a little bit of time off the clock and then you'll get the ball back. So honestly, they're either going to try to stop the ball here, get a turnover, or force a foul.
Well, I got to hand it to the Eagles, though, that they have not folded, but I'm also going to hand it to the Bruins that they have not quit in this game. They got down by 10 early in this quarter, and they could have easily folded the tent. But the Bruins have continued to try to climb that ladder back. I think it just probably expended too much emotional energy for them to try to get back in this one.
And then down the stretch here, the Bruins got into foul trouble. We saw Sane foul out, Stonecipher foul out, and Terry's in foul trouble with 4, so they couldn't be as aggressive on the defensive side of things as they wanted to be.
Well, here we go. They're not going to bring them all the way down front. Yeah, they wanted to get that in the hands of Driver. So they're going to have to put up a 3 like now. Almost got a bank in underneath. The follow is there, but it just was not enough. Terry connected it off the rebound. But your final is JCS 40 and USJ 36.
Jackson Christian fans going wild here. Steve, this was a good ball game. That first quarter, when it was 7-6 at the end of the quarter, we didn't know how this one would turn out, but man, both teams fought hard in this one.
Well, let's take a 2-minute break and we'll come back and wrap it up with all of our totals.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Well, it was a split tonight. The Lady Bruins comfortably over JCS 45-26 in the opener, and then in what was really a low-scoring affair, particularly in the first three quarters, and the two teams finally managed to come up with 13 points each in the final quarter, but the Eagles could not, let's just put it this way, they were not going to be denied this victory tonight, 40-36 over the Bruins. The Bruins did a tremendous job of trying to stay with it. They had a number of opportunities to take the lead at the end of the first half. They had 8 opportunities, and it just would not drop. And they closed it down to within 2 here in the fourth quarter, but then you had a 6-0 run on the part of the Eagles, and JCS then in that final period, clutch free throw shooting was a tremendous part of it because they were 10 of 14 in the final quarter. And that was just something else that you just could not, if you'd had maybe 1 or 2 of those free throw possessions that had gone in a different direction, maybe. But Bruins just could not get the lead in this one, and that takes so much emotional stamina out of you where that's concerned. Alexander, how about giving us the final totals?
Absolutely, Steve. Well, Steve, this was a story of the Bruins just running out of time.
I thought you were going to say this is a story of a lovely lady. No, you weren't going there. Okay.
But this is really the Bruins running out of time. As Michael Jordan once said, he never lost a game. He just ran out of time. And I think if you give the Bruins a couple more minutes on this one, could be a different story. But they lose it 40-36, and really an all-around effort from the Bruins. 2 points from Driver, but he was doing a good job distributing on defense as well. 9 points from Brady Smith and some clutch points there in the fourth quarter. 5 for him, 9 for Mills Terry. A couple of huge assists, of course, over to Stone Cipher. Stone Cipher's finishing with 8 as well. 4 for Sane and 2 for Seals. Now, on the other side of things, the Eagles were getting it done, and specifically one man. That man was Aiden Shaw. 20 points for him, a big assist, big block, and all-around great game for Shaw, and he just could not be denied there at the end. 6 points in the fourth quarter, and they were clutch. 6 points as well for Jalen Mosey, 4 points for Ridley Reagan, just 1 for Jaden Irwin, but it came there in the fourth quarter, a clutch free throw. That was important, and 6 points from DJ Traylor. Now, if we had to pick one player that was absolutely dominant in this one, it was straight up Aiden Shaw. Pretty obvious on that one. 20 points, just a dominant offensive performance.
Half of his team's points that he delivered tonight. And in that fourth quarter, when so much of the game came down to free throws, he had 3 of them down the stretch. He had 3 rebounds as well. But it was a night that I think this game probably was decided pretty much in the third quarter, because when you suddenly saw this Eagle team get down by 10 at that point, the Bruin team get down by 10 at that point, and they made a rally and closed it to within 6. But every time there was a possession, they closed it within 2, and every time they had another possession and a chance to maybe tie the game, it just didn't happen. So that pretty well wraps it up for all of us. They're turning out the lights on us, as you see here. This is mood lighting in SQ Gymnasium.
I think they're telling us we got to stop talking, Steve. They're trying to give us a hint here.
Yeah, I think they're saying it's time to go home and eat supper. Well, for you Bruin fans tonight, it was a split, a dominating game for the girls, 45-26, and just, if you will, it's not what you'd call a heartbreaker, but as Alexander said, just not enough time left. 40-36, your finale, the loss to the JCS Eagles. So that'll wrap things up, and we hope to be able to see you again very soon here on Bruin Basketball. And so until then, let's show you the people who made this possible. The executive producer of Worthy Road Studios is Paul Schultze. Tonight's game was produced by Christopher Reasons and directed by Jewel Bodkins. And on camera tonight, Adriana Hicks and the boss himself, Paul Schultze. And, of course, our producer for the other part of our telecast, and that was Stephanie Janda. And our announcers, as you see us, as we say goodnight, Alexander Bitterling and yours truly, Steve Beverly. Alexander, I've enjoyed it, and let's do it again sometime soon.
Let's do it, Steve.
So until we're with you for our next telecast of Bruin Basketball, Steve Beverly for Alexander Bitterling and for our entire crew for Worthy Road Sports, saying so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.